I'm back. And it's time for some morning coffee. So I thought this would be a good time to sit down and chat for a few minutes as I get some coffee going here. So thanks for joining me, and we'll try and catch you up to speed on what's been going on in my world since I last published a video in end of 2019. Alright, so coffee's made. We can officially start the morning now. Like I said, kind of unintentional, a little break from videos here. It's Christmas, the New Year, a milestone birthday. Sorry to say, but it happened. Starting a new season on YouTube, and if you can't tell by the hands, I did a little bit of mechanical work. I am still scrubbing and degreasing, and someone recommended baking soda and Dawn, so I'm going to try that today. But I've been scrubbing and still got grease on my hands. Actually, that was my dear friend Deborah. She hired me to do some work on her van, put it out in the middle of the desert. We did some front end work, including like new ball joints, upper and lower on the left side, and all 4 new tie rods and some other things. So go check out her channel if you want more of the nitty gritty on what all we did on that. But that's why I'm still greasy, in case you're wondering. It's not coming off. It's there. So I did wear gloves for a while, then I took them off and forgot to put them back on. That's what happens. So.
Oh, Happy New Year! I'm melting! Uh-oh.
Anyway, if we're just meeting, my name is Robert. I'm just a guy who's had a lifelong love affair with road trips, with the open road. Long as I've given up jobs to take a road trip, and I'm also a minimalist, which has really worked well with that. I've moved across the country on 30 minutes notice before, that's just me. This channel, as far as you're watching this channel, you're new here. This channel is about the traveling lifestyle, the people, the places, and just some of the nitty gritty of how to make that all happen. So it's a new year, 2020, and I always find a new year provides a great opportunity for some reflection and recalibration if necessary. Especially when you're starting a new, we roll over a big one like 2020, 2010, 2000. You remember that one, right? I was working in the software industry at that time, and that was a big one with Y2K and all that stuff. But anyway, it's a new year, 2020, provides a good opportunity for some reflection and, if necessary, recalibration. And I think that's a good thing to do, to pause. We're flying here, I can't get rid of. But I think it's a good thing to pause once in a while, reflect on where you're at, and if you need to make any recalibration, is to get where you want to be. I also just celebrated my 50th birthday, and we're kicking off season 5 here on YouTube. And excitingly enough, yesterday in the mail on my way up here to where I'm at right now from Yuma, which I'll tell you more about Yuma in a minute, I stopped at the mail and picked up, this thing did not want to open, bear with me, I'm not all the way awake yet either, which may not help, because, I'm still drinking coffee, just getting started this morning. Anyways, picked up this is my proof copy of the new issue of Meanderings Magazine. I have not even seen it yet. I'm opening it with you for the first time. This is the issue 4 we published in last year. Got 3 times out the first year, because we had a late start in the spring. So that was April, August, and October, I believe. So here we are with January 2020, issue number 4, and this one's the Desert Southwest, and there it is. Hopefully it shows up good. It's a gloss cover, so it does sometimes get the reflection, and, not for resale, because this is the proof copy. This is my favorite cover yet. Each one, has been I've liked a little better. This is the one I've liked the best so far, and if you're really wondering, this is the Bill Williams River National Wildlife Area, I believe it is, or National Wildlife Refuge. So anyways, Bill Williams River in western Arizona. So cool. So I'm going to look through this later, make sure everything looks good. As long as it does look good, I'll be ordering up a batch of copies. So those of you who are waiting on them will be getting them very soon. patrons. We developed this with To Meander for our upper tier patrons, and it's kind of taken on a life of its own since then. That was probably the number one request that Deborah and I heard when we shut down To Meander was, are you still going to keep the magazine going? So it is going still. This one also includes a new story, new original short story by Deborah again. The magazine features southern Nevada, desert Southwest, southern Nevada, and western Arizona. Let's see here. Conservation and Honor, an original short story created exclusively for Meanderings Magazine. So Deborah writes one of these short stories for each magazine, so that's a whole lot of fun. Glad to be able to include that as well. You can't find them anywhere else, so you got to get this magazine if you want them. But for those who are waiting for them, if you're a patron waiting for this, it's coming out soon. I'm going to look this over, and I'll get these ordered today. And then is the digital ones I should have up this weekend, I believe, and they're all ready to go. I just got to get them uploaded. And everybody else, those of you who have ordered subscriptions, thank you. That was something we'd asked a lot of requests for, and I do have that available now, so links in the description, or just go to meanderingsmagazine.com if you want to learn more or get a subscription for yourself or someone else. And for those of you who are waiting for that, thank you for your patience. This will be going out. I'd hope to have it out like a little closer to the first of the month, but it's been nuts. And that's one of the things that actually is one of the other projects I've been working on since the end of December, was getting this thing done and ready to go. Head over to meanderingsmagazine.com if you want to check that out. But now on to the rest of this video. So if you can believe it, I'm rolling. It's starting season 5 on this YouTube channel. I can't believe it. I thought I was starting season 4. Now, I do go back and look. In terms of the length that I'm doing this is about 3.5 years, but I started in October 2016, so that we call it season 1. 2017 was season 2, 2018 will be season 3, 2019 was season 4, and now 2020 we're starting season 5. That blew my mind. I didn't realize I'd been at that this long, honestly. But I see 2017 season 2 would have been the year I did the most videos, because 2018, 2019 I was mostly doing To Meander, so didn't get too many up on this channel. But it is season 5. The channel's grown and evolved over the first 4 seasons now, and it will continue to grow and evolve, I think, over season 5 and into the future. Look, not so much major changes or anything like that, but I think what I'm trying to do is kicking into season 5 is to refine the focus and the consistency of not just the publishing schedule, but also of the style of what you see here, so that it's a little bit less all over the place. Like, for example, one of the things I've had a lot of questions about the podcast. Those of you who liked watching that or listening to that appear to really love it. I had a lot of positive feedback on it. Catches, it got I averaged I hardly ever broke 1,000 views on that, and bottom line is here's the deal with that. I made about $3 per podcast on average, and I'm talking this is an all-day project to plan, to record, to edit, to publish it for YouTube, to then do the audio and publish that on a podcast, write up a blog post to go with it, tie it all together. It was an all-day thing, and that's just not sustainable at $3 and 500 views or something. So a couple of them did a little better, but some of them did worse. So for now, that's on pause. I have something I'm going to try that I think will be a little bit, hopefully will scratch that same itch for those of you who enjoyed that format. But yeah, for now, that's at least on pause. It may be something I bring back in the future when I feel like I can do it right. But for now, after a few months, I'm having to put that on hold. Somebody come back in the future, please be patient there. But if you enjoyed it, but for now, I got to focus on what works for the channel, and that just wasn't gaining enough traction. 50th birthday. I'm 50. I don't feel 50. I like to say, I'm telling people, the bad thing about turning 50 is you really can't pretend you're not middle-aged anymore. I mean, I'm now halfway to 100, like I told my granddaughters, right? I mean, that's a big number. But my oldest son, Jonathan, who turned 30 this last summer, told me now that he's dad, now that I'm 30, 50 doesn't sound so old anymore, so... Whereas my father also told me that we don't turn 50 just a few months ago, he thought. So, anyway, I tried to ignore the birthday. My friends were not having any of it. I've had greetings and birthday cards and even a few birthday gifts from as far away as New York City and San Diego. So thank you to those who sent those. That was unexpected and but still very much appreciated. Gonna share a couple cards with you. I got a bunch of cards. I can't share them all. You'll be clicking off because you'll be bored. But like this one, this is totally awesome. I mean, look at this, and it's like a crushed velour card. That's like really cool. Dennis delivered this one. He was actually at my birthday bash. I'll talk about in a minute. So it reads, "Don't worry about your age. People are living longer nowadays. 30 is the new 20. 40 is the new 30. 50 is the new 40. Denial is the new math. Happy birthday." Happy 40th birthday, Robert Dennis. So had to get a kick out of that one. And I got a bunch of others. I'd love to share them all, but, an honor to the people who sent them. But I have a feeling you'd all be clicking off and going to watch a different video if I did that. So thanks to everyone who sent cards, to those who sent gifts. I really appreciate, and birthday greetings. There's a ton of those. I know there's a ton of those on social media I have not had a chance to reply to yet. Thank you, everyone. I will attempt to catch up on that soon.
Robert, 50th birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, here is a box of animal cookies, vanilla for dessert,
Oh, awesome.
and some fireworks for the big day.
Oh, perfect. We will definitely be setting those off on the 7th. Thanks, Tim.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
At a birthday party in the desert too, on my birthday, right out, in the California desert. So that was a whole lot of fun. Thank you to everyone who was there. I think there's about a dozen of us. I'm not even totally aware of who all did what, but I know a lot of people pulled together to make that happen. Deborah kind of spearheaded organizing that and coordinating, getting everybody together. I know there were other people involved in arranging food and things. Everybody had like a potluck and so just thanks to everyone who was involved in that. I know Val helped coordinate stuff. Our friend Sean made an awesome cake that was, a little van next to a mountain, and that was really cool. So, a lot of fun. But thanks to everybody who's involved. I know I don't know everything that everyone did because y'all just kind of did it as almost a surprise thing. So my brother even looked into flying out from upstate New York, but the airfare to Yuma was a little bit out of control. But he did even look into that, so almost had him there too. So thanks to everyone, and that did make the day a little more tolerable, turning 50. So. So it's a new year, 2020, and New Year's is a great time for some reflections. I always like to take advantage of the new year, especially when it's like a big one. But every year I take advantage of it to think about where am I, where have I been, where do I want to be in the coming year, and I mean that both literally and metaphorically. As a lifestyle traveler, I travel a lot, so I do ask physically where have I been, where am I, where do I want to go, but also just in my life and the things I'm doing work-wise and relationship-wise and spiritually and all these things, where am I at, where do I want to get to? Good time. It's just a good time to do that. You do any time of the year you want. Just seems like the new year is a good time to ask those questions. And I don't do like resolutions, but I do try and identify each year some priorities I want to work on. I try and go back and revisit those and look at them again periodically during the year to remind myself what it is I want to be working on. Sometimes I do better than others, but I at least try. So, and darn fly's still around. All right, so I'm working on 2020 plans as far as what I'm going to be doing this year, and that includes, again, more than just travel, but definitely travel for sure. I tend to post that on Patreon first and share it there first because, that's kind of like the inner circle, so to speak, in terms of people who are providing regular ongoing support, and I want to give them that information first, and they also, it's a little bit more of a closed community, so you can a little closer community, so I can share things more freely and more openly that maybe I don't want to put out there on the World Wide Web just yet, or maybe even ever. And that's as a YouTuber, I share a lot of personal information, but still there are times when I'm like, I don't really want to put that on the World Wide Web for everybody to see, but I might share it with a smaller group of people or patrons, and that's kind of a little safer space for some more personal sharing. So if you want to see more of that kind of stuff, you can join me on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. I post additional photos and background information, background stories, campsite information, all kinds of things that doesn't make it everywhere else is on Patreon. You can follow me on social media if you want to see some photos and stuff from where I'm going, but you get a little extra stuff on Patreon. There's also some other reward tiers if you want to do more than $1 a month, but that kind of helps fill in the gap because digital ads are in like a free fall and have been for years. So yeah, YouTube doesn't pay too much. Patreon does help make that happen. So thanks to everyone who does support me and my work through Patreon. Patreon.com/Robert Witham if you want to check it out. And like I said, little as $1 a month you can join, or a little more higher numbers you can get digital or print copies of Meanderings Magazine 4 times a year too. But I will be in the desert for a little while, still doing some freelance work, which is really good. Things have been a little slow lately, so I'm glad to have some freelance work lined up. So I will be doing that for a while. And I've big picture travel plans. I know I'm going to be in Wyoming this summer, and I know I'm going to make it to upstate New York this year. The exact timing of all that is to be determined. I had originally thought to go first to upstate New York, then Wyoming. Now I might go to Wyoming and upstate New York, but that's all to be determined, and we'll get there eventually. Meanwhile, hope you enjoyed this little update. This is not like the exact normal thing I usually do here. If you're new to the channel, it's typically travel stuff and traveling lifestyle content. This is just a quick catch up to connect with everyone on the new year. But if you're new to the channel and you enjoy travel related content, please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you're notified when I publish new videos, and you'll know what's going on when I get new content. I'm trying to put up at least a couple videos a week, so you may want to hit that and follow along. And again, if you want to check out Meanderings Magazine, because I'm really liking this cover and excited to get this out. It's meanderingsmagazine.com if you want to know more about that. You can pick up single issues for print, for Kindle, or as a PDF in a variety of sizes, or you can subscribe to either the digital or print magazine there, meanderingsmagazine.com.